on as the postseason continues here on EA Sports. We're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And running with power here. Fighting through it, he's got space. Down the numbers. There he goes. Gunnar Olszewski. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. He goes 95 yards to the house on the kick return. And the Steelers are on the board first here in this division round matchup. And all the pressure that goes on in these playoffs, but the first score here in the divisional round always very key.
Partner, this team handled it like it was a regular season game, that they were confident in what they were doing, came right out and established themselves early.
Christopher Dunn on for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So how about that for an intriguing start? The opening kickoff of the ball game, return for a touchdown. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So a really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Up the middle, Achane. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Right back to Achane on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
You can bet they're not going to go away from the running game anytime soon, but this is obviously not a good start. 2 carries, 2 runs, both stopped for a loss.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line, well short of the first. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on third and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So on fourth down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will be taken at the 13. 39 yards on the punt. Give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. They're led out by the second-year pro out of Pitt, looking for a big jump in year 2, Kenny Pickett.
For a guy still in his second year in the NFL, this is obviously a big spot for him to try and fill. Able to engineer the victory in the wild card round last weekend. That's got to give him confidence, and it's got to elevate the confidence of his teammates as well. But as he set out for the win, things are only going to get tougher from there. He understands the situation he's in. He understands what's ahead of him in this one.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
Meanwhile, Pickett's throw here, hard in by Cup. Still going. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Cooper Kupp, 67 yards. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You say, thank you very much for getting us to rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Done good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it ends with Cooper Kupp on the receiving end of the touchdown pass. So Dunn now following the score, back out to send this away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So Miami coming out for their second drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. In motion left now is Beasley. Here's Achane to start the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Boy, you go 3 and out on your first drive, and that's not the way you want to start this drive either. Doesn't seem like they're really into it just yet.
No, first 4 plays, you don't want to call it a disaster, but not looking very sharp. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And the ball is out. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Tagovailoa to throw on 2nd down here. A quick slant to Hill. And Hill is going to have the Dolphins first down as the tackle going to be made up at the 37. On the jet sweep, this is Beasley. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way. Nick Herbig, he read that beautifully and hit him for a loss. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. A run straight ahead with Achane. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And that is incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. On the return is Peterson. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Now Tannehill. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Rolling to his right. Powers past him at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man coverage are so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy look.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. Maybe a free play here for Tannehill. Flush to his right. And he takes it into the end zone across the chalk. Now there is a flag down, but I think that's offsides on the defense.
Yeah, I think that's going to stand, partner.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Now done for the extra point.
It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Miami set to take over.
They're forced to play catch-up early in this division round game as they search for a seat in the AFC Championship round.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
At their own 22. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Just 3 catches in the wild card victory for him a week ago, and now he's got his first here, and it's good for a first down.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
On play action, here's Tua. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Force the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Tua going to throw.
Tua hit, and the ball is out. Well, one of the linebackers has got it.
Well, they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
Following the fumble recovery, Tannehill. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Gunnar Olszewski.
A touchdown on a kick return, and now run through the air.
And the Steelers continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Now down for the extra point.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away.
Now a hit and a loose
has got it.
And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
2nd and 10.
Here's Tannehill. And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Cooper Kupp
With a second touchdown in this opening quarter.
and the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter, they're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
Now done for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away.
Unable to, and he loses the football a second time.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And that one is his second fumble loss. Not a good look out of your return man.
And not only does he hurt the momentum for his team or even change momentum of the game, but now they've got a decision to make on his...
Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill.
And the Steelers have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
Now, first quarter, and this lead is already getting into dangerous territory. They better be careful on the other sideline.
Yeah, it feels a little bit more like a basketball game where one team is pressing and that team can't get the ball over half court. I mean, it's stealing it and scoring it, layups, the whole deal. That's what it feels like right now. They are all over them.
Done good with the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half.
Here's Dunn now as he'll run up and send this one away. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 24.
Hand off to Achane to begin the drive.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Tua wants to throw it on 2nd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the steep. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score.
Well, Charles, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. And flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
Now done for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. The drive starts with a run from Achane. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9.
Looking to pass. Tua.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Now it's Peterson. Able to power through. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Tannehill.
Downfield throw tip, but he still got it.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Back to throw, Tannehill. Escaping the pressure right. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ryan Tannehill. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers extend their lead yet again.
That's a really good decision right there outside of the pocket. You've got to know the right time to shift from passer to runner. He was looking and looking. Nothing there. You can almost feel the brainwaves firing as he calculates, I think I can win a race to the pylon. And he turns out to be right. Touchdown.
Done good with the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half.
Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. So he stopped for no gain, and it's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
On second down, a run by Achane.
And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now.
To a hit, and the ball is out.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Done good with the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early, but that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. Now HN on first, and the ball is knocked out.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now Tua. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they will set up shop red zone territory at the 13-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat. Brought the heat there and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they're trying to prove.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ryan Tannehill. 13-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers just continue to roll. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Done good with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. So Dunn now following the score, back out to send this away. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now.
To a hit, and the ball is out. Entertaining start to this one. More to come. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down as they've got it as we resume action. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down. On is Jake Bailey to send this one away. And take it right on the 30. Powers through. Boom! Still fighting through tackles. An excellent return that time. 26 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Tannehill on first down. This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. And even 40 yards. And now what's this? They fake the spike. He'll throw it. And he's going to get into the end zone. So the fake spike works. And they score. Ryan Tannehill on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers are able to add on to their first-half lead. Now
done for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. One play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Miami set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, but instead a handoff up the middle.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. And a defensive-minded coach loves to turn up the heat, turns it up there, it pays off.
And back in the good old days, those defensive-minded coaches just talked about intimidating teams, using force, right, beating them to the punch. In this case, they're talking about creating turnovers. That's all they preach, all game long, all practice long, every meeting. Get the football. That's what they want.
On 1st down, it's Tannehill. And fights him off. Dancing to his left. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ryan Tannehill. A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers have got it on cruise control.
This is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Now done for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it.
Here's Dunn now as he'll run up and send this one away.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the 2nd sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On 2nd down, Tua.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Partner, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. Tua sets up to pass it.
Tua hit, and the ball is out.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Here's Tannehill. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Make that now 4 touchdown passes for Ryan Tannehill. And the Steelers are pouring it on.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Done good with the extra point.
And a rout is on here in this first half.
Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y. And see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Right back to Achane on second down. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. Nick Herbig. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Tannehill now to throw. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown.
Shevsky
on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Steelers extend their lead yet again.
So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon.
So Dunn now following the score. Back out to send this away.
Mostert hit and he drops the ball.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. There he goes, right side. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame.
Done good with the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
And in just about every game we see, partner, what do we do when we look at the stat sheet? We go right to
the turnover differential.
Without a doubt, because when we see that, that pretty much tells the tale of the game. And I know there's still plenty of time to go, but you've got to take care of the football in order to win it.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw caught by his receiver, Hill.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Here's Tua.
Tua hit, and the ball is out.
And taking it right down Broadway. And he's going to get this on down to the 13-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down. Now it's the first involvement on the ground for the backup running back. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll roll him out right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, a 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers just continue to roll.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Now done for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run.
Here's Dunn now as he'll run up and send this one away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Here's 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Tua. And he drops it.
struggles continue here. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Off of play action. Tagovailoa. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit.
To a hit, and the ball is out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Offensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead,
there he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. An impressive 75-yard punt return. And the Steelers have got it on cruise control.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Now down for the extra point. And the route is on here in this 1st half. Well, it's no secret. That's why they have him return punts. He has the capability to take them back, and he did so there. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And the running lane's non-existent in this 1st half as they'll stop him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That's to the veteran tight end, Austin Hooper. It's a big play there for Miami. 41 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
A reminder, as we did all through the regular season, we'll check in with Jonathan Coachman at halftime. He'll have highlights and analysis of this 1st half of play. They fake the handoff. Now Tua hit, and the ball is out. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He released that awkwardly. It almost looked like a pitcher who gripped his fastball a little too hard and let it go late, and it bounced in front of the plate.
Yeah, one of those fastballs that ends up at 57 feet, not 60 feet 6 inches. Just a little short with the arm, which is unusual because we saw him in warm-ups. He's got a big, strong arm when he delivers it with confidence.
Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
This defense has really flown around in the 1st half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Gets it away, and I don't think Peterson will get a chance to touch this one. Angling for the sideline. The Steelers taking over now late in this 1st half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose.
On first down, Tannehill. He's got a man, complete. Still on his feet. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Shevsky, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Now done for the extra point.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add two more onto their lead. And that's something you almost never see nowadays. When you fake it, you're at the 15-yard line on a PAT as opposed to just going for it from the 2.
I'm sorry. I know they got it, and congratulations to them, but it's just not a good play. I mean, the risk-reward is really off the charts. Not in your favor. Run your offense out there. Put it on the 2-yard line if you want to go for 2. But I'll be darned. They ended up getting that one, didn't they?
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Tua going to keep it on the draw. Tua hit, and the ball is out.
And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
And this is where you need the quarterback to morph into being a running back. The ball can't be away from his body. It can't be loose. It can't be held like he's going to throw it. Tuck it away. Take care of it because he's going to run through a lot of traffic.
And if he doesn't take care of it, we're going to see less design runs like that. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown.
Shevsky,
44 yards.
and the Steelers are pouring it on.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Now done for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And trouble there on the kickoff as that goes out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a miss-hit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down. Tua going to throw. And this one too low. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
This is taken at the 18. He takes it all the way back. No time, no flags. A punt return touchdown and a stunning end of the first half.
And they kicked it to him. They kicked it to him. Well, if you're into cheesy movies, you would title this one A Half to Remember, wouldn't you? His second return touchdown of the game.
What if I'm not into cheesy movies?
Well, go ahead and get into it, man, because I just did it, and you're going to green light that one. How about those returns? Maybe they ought to think about not kicking him the ball.
Yeah, they might want to go away from him in the future. Done good with the extra point, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So it's on to halftime of this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. This fourth and final matchup on this divisional round weekend. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. We'll start up at Highmark Stadium just outside of Buffalo, where it was the visiting Titans who were able to walk away with the road victory. The Bills were able to rest a few of their starters, and as a result, they fall for just the second time all year and finish the regular season at 15-2. We were treated to a fine first half from the veteran Ryan Tannehill. He had a half for the ages, touchdown pass after touchdown pass. He threw a month's worth of touchdowns in just those first 2 quarters of play. Final adjustments are underway in the locker rooms. Which of these two teams will survive and advance to next weekend's AFC Championship game? To find out, we go back to Brandon in charge.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC divisional round. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. To a hit, and the ball is out. We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee you, they didn't draw that play up on the whiteboard at halftime. They're fortunate to retain possession. Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And first and goal is what it will be at the 6-yard line. Excellent field position. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
Following the fumble recovery, Tannehill flushed out. And he's in. Touchdown.
forced fumble by turning it into 6 points.
So, my man, another touchdown. They're looking like the #1 seed that they earned throughout the year. Looking pretty dominant right now.
We knew the road to the Super Bowl would run right through this stadium. Somebody's going to have to come in here and beat these guys. Good luck. I don't think it's happening this weekend.
No, definitely not this weekend. And for anyone else out there, bring your game.
Buyer beware. Done good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. So now here come the Dolphins. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start this drive out, and he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Steelers, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd and manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
He'll buy some time right. This to the 25 before it's all said and done. Tannehill able to take off and pick up the 1st as well.
Partner, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now, because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that deep.
And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Pat Fryermuth, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Steelers take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Now done for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. So done now, following the score. Back out to send this away. And he returns this to the 22. Miami set to take over. Now, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Looking to pass. Tua. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. And taken right at the 35. 42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over.
And the Steelers set to take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd and 5.
Now it's Tannehill. He'll get this one to Cup, complete. And he's brought down. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. Now Tannehill. Flush to his right. 20. 5. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, 42 yards.
And the Steelers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
And, partner, are you kidding me? With this game that he's having, we are in uncharted waters like we've never seen before.
Just think, if he keeps every football from all the touchdowns scored today, does he need to build a new trophy room at home?
Yeah. A couple trophy rooms. Maybe a whole home for trophy room.
What a phenomenal performance, and I'll guarantee you he's going to reward the rest of the offensive unit after this as well for helping him get to this number.
He better. This is just unreal.
Here's Dunn now as he'll run up and send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Now Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. Tannehill looking to throw. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
throws it again. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
As that ball got away from him, and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Now they can't bring him down. Oh, it still won't go down. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ryan Tannehill, a 22-yard scamper. And the Steelers extend their lead yet again. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Now Mike Tomlin says, let's go ahead and go for two. Tannehill going to throw for it. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
It's funny to me because we actually keep a football in the booth with us during games. And I notice you cradling the football. You got it tucked pretty tight with the points of pressure here. And that didn't occur on that play, did it?
Now, you saying I wouldn't have fumbled if I was down there?
You would not have fumbled.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. On first down, Funk, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Throwing on third down, Tannehill. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Gunnar Olszewski, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Steelers just continue to roll. Well, on the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
Tannehill leading his crew to the line to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on. But apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Tagovailoa to throw on second down here. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it first and goal at the 8-yard line.
He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ryan Tannehill, an 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Steelers are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into it.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No. Okay.
Illegal touching. Offense.
Yeah, we saw that one up here. See, they touched that before it went 10 yards.
Obviously such a fine line, letting it go the required 10 yards, but also getting to it before the hands team can. Just didn't time it out right, and that results in a flag.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Taven Bryan with a nice play defensively. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Tua sets up to pass it.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. They'll run for it with Achane. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Rolling to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the ball is going to wind up out of bounds, so they will lose yardage, but they'll keep the football.
He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that, but do you think there's ever been a player happier to see his own punter go on the field than him?
No.
I mean, not at all, right? How fortunate is he that they got a chance to punt it away, and it's not just a turnover at the spot.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here. Tannehill on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup.
Here's Tannehill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they have that one sniffed out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They snap it to Tannehill. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. They'll give this to a champ. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. The kick by Sanders is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about.
Roughing the kicker. Defense.
And that flag accepted. So 1st and 10 after a big mistake on 4th down with a penalty. On the handoff, it's Achane. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Man, that's a 3rd fumble for him now in this ball game. And you know the old saying, CD, once is a fluke, twice a coincidence, 3 times becoming a pattern.
3 times is a problem in this case, because we've seen field goal kickers have days like this, quarterbacks occasionally, but how rare is it for us to see a running back lose it 3 times trying to carry it?
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw, Tannehill. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 45 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
Wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown. Gunnar Olszewski, 39 yards. And the Steelers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've lost track of how many times he's been in the end zone. This is just flat unbelievable.
Doesn't matter whether you have an abacus, a calculator, just old-fashioned pencil and paper trying to total it up. The number is staggering. What a performance. This man knows how to find the end zone and make it count.
Being chased out left. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. So done now following the score. Back out to send this away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive was the issue. Oh, the ball is out. Edwards-Helaire lost it. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. They'll run on first down. Funk, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Tannehill sliding out of the pocket. And bulldozing his way through. There he goes again. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ryan Tannehill finding the end zone yet again. And the Steelers are drawing closer to a date of the AFC title game as they extend this fourth quarter lead. Now done for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And the long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. Here's Dunn now as he'll run up and send this one away. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Cole Beasley, the intended target, and it's 2nd down.
44, ready.
Here's Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Under pressure, and they got to him again. T.J. Watt able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they have made this look easy. I mean, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantages and all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
Rolling to his right. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a 1st down.
And you know what we just witnessed, partner? A new NFL record for single-game rushing by a quarterback, breaking Colin Kaepernick's record of 181 yards set in the playoffs back in 2013. How about that field vision, athleticism that we've seen throughout this game? It's been nothing short of elite.
So the completion results there in 9 yards, and it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Here's Tannehill.
ball shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gritty play there. Put his nose down and got his guys a first. To throw is Tannehill. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Ryan Tannehill. He flat out can't be stopped. And the Steelers add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the fourth. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Oh, a little cruel here. They're going to go for the onside kick up big. And the Dolphins are going to recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. And he's loose again. Still going. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. What a sensational punt return. 98 yards. And the Steelers have got it on cruise control. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Done good with the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And it would appear that that first-round bye certainly helped. They've looked fresh from the start and no letdown here as they lead big in this divisional round, and they look to book a spot in the conference championship.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Ryan Tannehill finding the end zone yet again.
And the Steelers take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. CD, it'll go into the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the fourth quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, it was really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
Done good with the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 1.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. Now they go screen. It's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Defense was thinking run, and they're dealt a pass of just under 20 yards.
1st and 10. It's Edwards-Helaire with it.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Tua going to throw.
And that's going to be incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Looking to pass. Tua.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, CD, we are witnessing something that I never thought that I would witness. I would imagine you never thought this, too. I mean, we have a team taking the field in an NFL game, and they are up by triple digits. I mean, 50 is a lot, but to get to over 100, this is just crazy.
We've seen in the history of the game of basketball a few people score 100 points individually, men and women. But we've never seen this before in NFL history. We've only seen 2 teams combine for 100 points in a game 5 times in league history. One of the greatest games ever played, well, by one of the teams anyway.
Now 2nd and 5.
Tannehill. And got his man complete.
Now he's into the clear again.
And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Gunnar Olszewski,
82 yards.
And the Steelers are pouring it on. Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know.
On first down, Tannehill. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right.
And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
It's another first down on a big gainer there, 33 yards. Well, for a play that didn't look like much at the snap, that jet sweep turned into a big play in a hurry.
And how about how they ran the play? Because they obviously caught the defense out of position and not expecting that one, and that turned into a nice chunk of yardage. But how about the execution?
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Fighting to stay upright, steps away, and he is going to get in for the 2, although there is a flag on the field, but it looked like a defender jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Done good with the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
So done now following the score. Back out to send this away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the fourth quarter and a big deficit, Charles, but they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board? So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
On second down, Tua. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Well, good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
Now Tua. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. The defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. So a great play there by the defense. If these guys are going to advance, and it looks like they will, this defense a big reason why.
And they love carrying the mantle for this team, don't they? You see the way that they move around out there? They want to lead this team deeper into the playoffs and hopefully onto the Super Bowl.
And that return for a touchdown certainly helps that cause.
Done good with the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well. And the Dolphins are going to recover. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. From the gun, it's Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Now done for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Here's Dunn now as he'll run up and send this one away. And he returns this to the 22. Dolphins offense returning to the field. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny. I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Tua wants to throw it on second down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Go ahead.
Tua sets up to pass it. Tua hit, and the ball is out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the fourth quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. On first down, Funk. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
Well, I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, you know, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
Now, once again, the Steelers here, they're going to line up to go for two. Tannehill looking to throw. Forced out to his left. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for two more. Here's Dunn now. Following the made field goal, he'll kick this one away. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Tua to try again on second down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And the Steelers going to survive and advance as we say so long, everybody.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon.
Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin your Choose the team you want to start your franchise with. Continue ahead to begin. view a player's motivations and overall interest level in you have 3 evaluation periods with each stage, where players will
On the clock now, the New England Patriots. The Cardinals on the clock now. The Minnesota Vikings now on the clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the clock now. The Colts now on the clock. It's the Steelers now on the clock. With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Next up, the Commanders are on the clock. The Pittsburgh Steelers are now on the clock.
you